Let's take a look at the ghoulish delights in Blocks magazine issue 131. So the latest issue of the magazine has got the Lego creator haunted mansion on the cover. It's a really striking set, so it really made sense for a cover image. And I really love the way that Phil Wrighton, our photographer, has got the ghost, a classic Lego character looming over the whole thing. And this relates to a feature inside the magazine that we've got where we look at the different characters who are in this new Lego set. And then we go back through Lego history to see how the paranormal minifigures have evolved over the years. It was back in 1990 that the ghost was introduced, for example. So we really look at how it's changed, how much inspiration the new version takes from the original, but like finding out what those differences are as well. And the changes in some of the other ones are even more stark, like the werewolf has really evolved since the first time we had one of those. Here's the content spread from the new issue. This just kind of shows you the breadth of content that we've got. We've got features, reviews, builds, inspiration, retro stuff, debates, commentary, like all sorts of different good stuff, all about the Lego hobby. And the point of Blocks magazine is that this is the kind of stuff that's incredibly hard to do with the relentless pace of online content creation. So this is where you go deeper into the Lego hobby. This is where we can take time to research things, to kind of do more in-depth coverage. So this is a great example of that. We all saw this amazing Formula One trophy at the British Grand Prix made from Lego bricks, gold Lego bricks. We just saw this image and everyone was blown away by it. But here we get to tell the full inside story with Samuel Liltorp Johnson, and he explains to us how this project landed on his desk in the first place, how a throwaway comment he made meant that he ended up coming up with a trophy for the British Grand Prix. And the process he went through to get there, it wasn't necessarily completely straightforward. The original design that he came up with, that's included in a different page of the magazine, shows how far that was from this kind of ornate golden thing that he ended up with. And then he tells the story of hand carrying a trophy from Billund in Denmark to Silverstone racetrack for the Grand Prix, and just kind of the logistics involved, the fear of dropping it and everything. It's a really different story and a really, really intriguing one. But then we go back. We go back to when the Lego group did not dominate the toy shelves. There was a time when there was no guarantee that classic space would become this enormous thing that every child would fall in love with, because the Lego group had a rival from Spain called Tente, and there was this competition to see who could get space sets on the shelves first. So we call this feature the space race. Forget geopolitics. It was in the toy aisles that the real race was happening to see who could win the hearts of children with these building sets. So there's like possibly an alternative version of history where the Lego group never dominated the construction toy market and where we didn't have Lego sets as we know them today. Now we get into some fan creations. The Buccaneers Dread is this amazing model by Isaiah Durand. It's the scale of this thing is mind blowing. And as you kind of look at the pictures, as you turn the pages, as you read what he's got to say about it, you find out just what an epic undertaking this was for him. And then we break down some of the techniques that are used in the model so you can incorporate them into your own creations, whether they're pirate ships or something entirely different. And sticking with that piratey theme, we talked to the Lego Group's creative lead, Andrew Seenan, who explains how they developed the Lego One Piece theme, how they brought Monkey D. Luffy and the Straw Hat Pirates to the brick, combining the live action Netflix show with the Lego style while still infusing it with anime colors and everything. And the sort of thinking that went on behind this theme is really fascinating to get some insight into. And Andrew even shows us sketch models for the Barity floating restaurant, because that was also conceived as a play scale model. They ended up going with an 18 plus version, which obviously we've all seen and is incredibly intricate. But there was an idea to have it at a much smaller scale. And it's fascinating to see that because it just gives you a taste of the different styles that you can present something in. As a Lego set, it doesn't necessarily have to be the way it ends up. That's just the route that they choose to go down in the end. And then, of course, we provide our take on the latest Lego sets to help you decide what to buy. So you can look at the Lego sets that you're not going to buy, but you can still kind of get a taste of them. And Transformers Soundwave is our big review this month. because that is an epic set. That's one that Transformers fans have been waiting for, and obviously, of course, it has a sound brick in it. It just makes perfect sense. But what do we actually make of it from a critical perspective? You can read the magazine and find out. We'll share our thoughts on it. We'll tell you what's great about it. We'll tell you if there's any drawbacks to it, and we'll tell you if it's a set that you're likely to enjoy or not. So that is just a whistle-stop tour of what we've got in Blocks magazine, issue 131. It's 116 pages. I mean, to a lot of people, it's not a magazine, it's a book. But yeah, 116 pages, absolutely stuffed with Lego content. If there's anything you want to know about it, do you want to know more about what's inside, leave a comment, ask a question, go over to blocksmag.com. There's loads of information there, and you can order a copy or take out a great value subscription package for some real savings.